As the days of the new year roll on, people are realizing just how tough the economy is getting and how difficult it is to shop at the supermarket. With rising food prices at their highest level in a generation, wages dreadfully low, and supply chain problems continuing.
Now, the cost of living crisis is biting customers across the world. Inflation is on the rise, and that means food prices are soaring. Price of your daily essentials have spiked. While people stress to afford their groceries, companies around the world are piling up profits. Coca-Cola, for example, hiked the prices of its drinks and chips by 17% from last year. Its profits even went up by 20%, the same way its profits went up last year given the price increase. For years, the price hikes for food products have come in small steps. The companies, even eateries, worry that big hikes can frighten consumers. But over the last year, as wages increased and the cost of the raw ingredients soared, food companies and restaurants started passing along those expenses to customers.
It seems we are all trying to stretch our money these days. In this video, we will reveal the 5 reasons why rising food prices every day. But before moving on, don't forget to subscribe to Financial Countdown and ring the bell to be notified when new content comes out. Some retail technology platform last week published a survey indicating that almost 70% of shoppers struggle to pay their grocery bills and 83% use coupons or loyalty programs to buy groceries. Food inflation reached 12.4% last year, but our local shops are raising prices much more. Some foods are still rising in price, and others will increase much more by the end of this month.
It's in East London's Ridley Road Market that you'd expect to find a bargain, but even here, everything's on the up for customers and vendors alike.
People are scared what happened next. Understand? Things are expensive, like 25% or 30%, but we put price more like 10-15% up. We can't put 25%, otherwise people will run away.
Figures from the British Retail Consortium show food prices hitting a high not seen since records began in 2005. With the typical food grocery shop in December costing 13.3% more than it did a year ago, up almost 1% on November's figure. That rise was driven by fresh food, all those Christmas dinner essentials, which was up a record 15%.
Eggs, for example, are one of the most versatile foods. They are part of our daily diet and can be used in the preparation of many dishes, as well as providing protein and collagen, which our bodies need. Who would have predicted that some retailers would raise the price of eggs by 125% in 2 years? Egg prices rose by around 40% this year, but many of us are experiencing much higher costs in our local supermarkets, as customer demand is sometimes stronger than supply. This year, egg prices will continue to rise.
This morning, with grocery prices, especially eggs, putting a bigger dent in Americans' wallets, analysts have high hopes for the new government report on inflation due out today. It's expected to show consumer prices last month rose 6.5% compared to a year ago. That's encouraging when compared to the 7.1% increase in November, but not nearly enough relief for most shoppers.
It's just too much. It's too much. I don't want to buy any. I can't afford it.
Overall, food prices rose about 12% in the last year, but eggs have been a whole different story, with prices more than doubling, even tripling in some areas. Shoppers at one store in New York reporting a carton of eggs now costs more than $11. Restaurants say they can't keep up.
We used to get a case for about $27, and now we're getting them for about $150.
Several food manufacturers are now forecasting sharp price rises this year. As monthly budgets shrink and money is worth less, millions of families are cutting some of their favorite foods from their shopping lists. It's getting harder and harder to cut back on food costs as staples become unaffordable. Large food chains have found that 4 out of 10 shoppers skip meals to feed their children. If someone told us last year that things would get this way in less than 3 years, we would think they were crazy. But the reality is too hard to believe, and things are getting harder every day.
And Amelia is in the newsroom now. Amelia, you talked about a light at the end of the tunnel. What can we expect this year?
Well, you heard earlier the Prime Minister's pledging to halve inflation this year, but it was already set to drop. So the latest figures have it above 10%, while the Independent Office for Budgetary Responsibility is predicting it should fall below 4% by the end of the year. Why? Well, globally, commodity prices for things like oil and some of the ingredients that we use to make our food are coming down. Wholesale energy prices are falling. An analysis from a firm called Cornwall Insights today suggested average household energy bills could end up being £2,800 a year. Currently, the government's keeping them artificially at £2,500, but they were expected to hit £3,000 after April, so they'll still be expensive, but less expensive than predicted. That said, they will stay stubbornly above pre-pandemic levels until the end of the decade.
And what is the reason for this madness in the drastic rise in food prices? There are 5 main reasons why we are facing this mind-boggling price increase. Among them: shortages of certain crops due to extreme weather conditions, such as droughts or floods, due to the effects of climate change that are affecting crops and livestock. Increasing global demand for food, following the effects of the pandemic due to population growth and changing consumption patterns. Increase in production costs. Increase in prices of agricultural inputs and mainly fuel due to Russia's war with Ukraine. Transport and logistics, especially lack of professional drivers, which greatly increase operations and distribution costs. And last but not least, massive speculation in commodity markets is contributing significantly to the rise in food prices. And these are the 5 most important reasons that could trigger severe shortages this year. We've been warned for months, and now we're seeing just how horrible things are going to get for everyone. Food prices will continue to rise this year. So we suggest you keep your eyes open. Buy produce on sale, which is often cheaper. Buy in bulk, which will help you save money. Buy produce from local farms, which is often cheaper and fresher. Plan your family's meals in advance. Eat at home, which will help you save money compared to eating out. And, most importantly, keep your house well stocked. Your opinion is very important to us. You can leave it in the comment box below this video. Thanks for watching.